Good afternoon, everybody. This is going to be a quick tutorial on how to make high yield and very effective Anki cards using ChatGPT for any lecture that you might have. So we're just going to dive right in. First of all, we're going to be using this prompt. This is my baby. This is a prompt that I spent months refining and working on, and this is kind of the final iteration of it. It's going to be posted in the description, 100% free. So I'm going to show you how I use it. So I just have a blank new chat here. I'm going to just go over to this PDF, and rather than Command A-ing the entire thing like I was about to, I'm just going to drag and drop here. And we're going to upload that. Beautiful. All right, so what we're going to need now is a lecture or PDF file. So I'm just going to pull up a lecture from literally a couple of days ago. This is about oral mucosa histology. Very fun. So I will have this lecture ready to pull up just to check the cards once it's there. So I'm now going to upload my lecture into the chat after it's received the prompt. The first thing it's going to do is read all of the slides and perform a little analysis. It's going to let you know how many slides it reviewed and the approximate size of the cards, or the approximate amount of cards, and then with this prompt it is going to break it into chunks because ChatGPT recently put out an update that limits the response size. So it is more accurate and more consistent if you build it in chunks of 30 to 40 cards rather than trying to make it do one whole deck in one pass. So now I'm just going to tell it to begin, and it's going to build the first chunk. What we're going to do here is I'm just going to pull up text edit. If you're on Windows, you can use Notepad, I believe. And I want to make a new document. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this series of flashcards over here into this text edit file. That's what I'm going to attempt to do. There we go. Once that's in there, I'm going to press enter to start a new line. And that's going to tell you in ChatGPT what slides it covered. So I'm going to tell it to build the next chunk. There are 15 slides total, if you remember from the analysis up here. So it's good to keep track of that. We're expecting 3 chunks total. So the next chunk is done. Again, I'm just going to copy, come over here and paste it into the new line that I made. I'm going to hit enter to create a new line again, and I'm going to tell it next chunk one last time. And you can see it is building out these cards here. And now we are done after we copy and paste this final chunk. And just to ensure, I'm just going to hit next, and it should tell me the deck is complete. Great. Now, what we're going to do here, this is very important. We need to go to Format, and we need to make sure that it's in plain text. This is going to ensure that everything imports nice and neatly into Anki. Now I'm just going to title this Anki deck oral histology Anki. I'm just going to give it a generic title here, and I'm going to go ahead and save it to the desktop just so I can grab and go pretty easily. Save, close out of that. All right, we are done with chat, so now we are going to open up Anki here, and I am just going to make a generic deck really quick. So we'll just title this YouTube demo. Why not? All right, now I'm going to click on it. Congratulations, you finished the deck, but we're going to go down here to import file. And now I can go over to my desktop, and I'm going to click on this file that I just made. And I'm going to hit open, and then I'm going to hit import. And now, boom, 91 new notes have been imported. It says 3 notes have been used to update existing ones. You can ignore that. It's just because I've already made this deck earlier and it's sitting up here. But anyway, so now we have our Anki deck. What I like to do here as just a kind of final check is I will pull up the lecture itself. The way that this prompt is designed is literally everything on the lecture should be represented in the cards, and it should be presented chronologically as it appears in the lecture. So I can, the first time that I go through the deck, go side by side here. So how does the oral mucosa change with age? Let's look over here. The oral mucosa in the elderly has a smoother, drier appearance and is often described clinically as being atrophic or friable. Let's see what this thing says. Becomes smoother, drier, atrophic, or friable. Oral epithelium becomes thinner. Yep. Epithelia, lamina propria interface flattens. Yep. Filiform papillae often decrease. Yeah, so on and so forth. Okay, so everything is represented. Great. And then we just go on, and it's all here. And that is it. That is how you can make some high-yield Anki cards with ChatGPT. And happy studying. I hope this helps you.